Hey guys, Caleb with White Metal Games here. Got a video update for you today. It is Friday the 20th, I think, of February, and we've got a lot going on here in the workshop, so why don't we just go right into it. So we're just going to go down the line. First off, we got some new backdrops we're working with in the photography area. This is a small commission for a client. He liked our slug Palanquins and wanted a special custom order, so we did 4 of them. One is sort of a champion, and then a standard bearer, and then 2 regular heralds. So we count these as Palanquins of Nurgle. They're kind of slug/maggot chariots. They'll all be based on chariot-style bases, although the client requested that they not be put on them originally. This one we sculpted on one, but we're going to remove it. So they incorporate spare bits. Parts of blight drones are certainly one of the parts that's a main composition of the piece, but lots of other stuff goes into them as well. And then these plague bears of Nurgle sort of resting on top. You can see this one is kind of like a see if I can turn the light off, maybe it'll focus a little bit better. Nope, that's worse. Anyway, this one's kind of riding this giant maggot, and he's sort of standing on this sled kind of base area. And then this one is on this giant, I don't even know what I'd call him, kind of a worm slug thing. And then finally these 2 traditional slugs that are being sort of directed by this guy. So there's 4 of those. They look nice and sharp. I like them. Those are going to be sent to the client for approval. This guy, who was on our bench for a while, is going back on the bench. We got busy with a few client commissions, and we're going to try to squeeze him into the roster if we can. This guy finally got finished up. This is a Helldrake for the Night Lords chapter of Space Marines, or Chaos Space Marines. He's breathing fire, and you can see there the fire is a composition piece of resin, gray stuff, plastics, all sorts of fun stuff. And then, of course, the Helldrake is a kit bash between a Helldrake and a Terrorgeist, and he's a lot of fun. He is not detachable, but he is well done, and he's got a good weight on him. And this thing is heavy, so he's not going anywhere. You'd have to really try to tip this guy over. More frogs on the bench. One of our repeat clients that sent us some more frogs and turtles for painting. And then here's a new commission. We have a new client who's doing a Shadows of Brimstone commission. And we just got those assembled and based. And these are actually really a cool range. I've never seen these before. And I don't know if the camera will pick them up very well. But it's a 35mm game. It was founded on Kickstarter. And it's kind of like Cthulhu, but in a Western civilization, like a cowboyish time period. So you might think of it as like Cowboys versus Cthulhu. And it's just a really cool game. The miniatures are really neat. And they've just got a lot of decent detail. They're not, you know, equivalent of like, let's say, Games Workshop. But I would say they're really pretty great for a first generation sprue company for plastic mold injection. It's really decent, and the details are pretty good. The price is reasonable. You can buy the whole game for like $80, and they've got some big minis too. As you can see, this guy here is just huge, and you can imagine him as like, turn him into like a greater demon or something. So yeah, he's great. And then the only modification we made was that the client requested that this one have the wings magnetized. You can see it's a really vile looking sort of, I don't even know what I'd call that thing. But we magnetized the wings for the client so that it would be easier to store, and then sculpt up the back a little bit to compensate. But yeah, so easy peasy. Also comes with all these fun little spiders kind of over here. Okay, moving right along. These are a couple pieces we did just for fun, just to have something to populate the web store. This is kind of a giant sort of cyclone, kind of a magic cyclone. And you can see there, it's been sculpted up using a couple different bits, some Warhammer stuff, and then some Halloween stuff, and then a fun little energy cyclone there. That's up for sale in the web store. I think we listed it as Gargantuan Air Elemental. And then this guy, I think we listed as Angel of Decay, and he is basically a skeletal, kind of a skeletal figure with these weird, almost ectoplasmic wings of green, and we took a tip from another miniature painter that uses some really strong highlights. So just pick out highlight points and not really worry about the detail. And I really do like that. It's very simple and fast. He's a little hard to see here. I don't know if I turned off the light if the camera would compensate, maybe. Yeah, it's not bad. So, not quite as bright, but you can see that it's a very just nice, simple, dusty technique. We didn't spend a lot of time on this guy, and we priced him accordingly. He's really just priced to move in our web store. I think he's up there for like 50 bucks right now. So yeah, that's basically it. The only other big project we got going around right now is our Blood Ravens army. That will be finished up in the next couple days, I would say. Actually, we're down to the details now. So be sure to check in on that. And that's it. We've had a real busy week. We've had a couple small commissions roll through that we just sort of plied out real quick. A couple of these assembly commissions, like the Nurgle stuff. And if that's really the kind of client you are and you just have a small project you want to paint yourself, like this kind of thing, where the client wants to do most of the painting themselves, they just want us to assemble it, great. Contact us at info@whitemetalgames.com, and we're happy to do a quote for you. So until next time, put your minis where your mouth is.